Hey everybody, it's Jen McIntosh from Wildflowers and Marbles and Instagram at Jen McIntosh, and I'm finally here with my brand new Erin Condren Teacher Lesson Planner. It's brand new, redesigned, reformatted for the 2018-2019 academic year, and I cannot wait to show you some of the changes that have taken place in this planner this year. Before we get started, let me remind you again that I blog at wildflowersandmarbles.com if you want to see my full review, which has got every single page in here, detailed photos and explanations and links. You might want to check that out. I'll link that down below for you. And I do share my layouts and all of my planning really at Instagram fairly regularly. So if you want to follow there, it's at Jen McIntosh, and I'll leave the link below for you. Let's get started. First, before we open this, which I know everybody wants to do, let me pull in my teacher planner from last year. And I love this, and I lived in it, and I used it for everything. And this is going to be hard to do because it's going to force my camera to try to focus and refocus. But let's just try to look at this real quick, because it's pretty easy to see very quickly the difference. Do you see that coil size? It's so much bigger this year. This book, this new teacher planner, is so much thicker this year. And y'all, I could not be more thrilled with the pages that have been added, the layout changes, the format, the things that are different. The teacher planner this past year was fantastic. It was a huge help. It was a fantastic tool for leveraging my day. And I used it every single week. But the teacher planner this year just goes so far beyond, answers all of our requests for lesson plan pages, for a bigger coil so we could fit more in our teacher planner. So let's start. We talked about the coil, and I left the measurements and those details for you on the blog post. Some people really care about that, some people don't. If you do, just go check out the blog post so you can see the actual measurements of it. It's a much larger coil. Really nice. The book itself is really sturdy, but keep in mind that it's a much thicker book than last year. So if you travel a lot with your teacher planner, you're probably going to be interested in one of the new accessories that I'm going to share with you that will keep your teacher planner kind of firm and together and safe while you're traveling. The covers, as always, are removable, so you can just pop them off with this little, the heavy-duty laminate is clipped right here, and so you can actually take your planner covers off and pop on new ones, sort of different seasons, whatever your style happens to be, get them personalized or not. This is one of the new designs this year, and I love it. It's kind of a watercolor wash in the blue-greens. Those are my favorite colors. All right, so let's slide over. I'm gonna try to keep it in frame for you, and I apologize if I bump the camera. Let's see. This is the same from last year. It's the wet erase dashboard here. I am, however, going to show you something new, and those are the new wet erase markers, and these are in fine tip. So let me show you the tip. If you can see if it'll focus for us. It's a really fine tip, and I wrote all of this with these wet erase markers. I shared with you on last year's video that typically if I write on a wet erase board for an Erin Condren product, a laminated product like this, I would use a Sharpie because I didn't want it to rub off onto the opposing page, and sometimes I found that the wet erase markers did. These do not smudge. Do you see how much I am rubbing and how much pressure I'm putting on this? I even moved the camera, sorry. It does not move at all, and I love that. Beautiful colors, a fine point, and so it allows me to really do a lot of planning here, and then when you're done, just grab some of the well-kept wipes. These are on the Erin Condren site. These are some of my favorite lesser-known accessories, because you just grab a wipe and you can erase. It just comes right off. Keep this tucked in your purse, in your car, with your planner. These are fantastic. So the same kind of cover, the same wet erase dashboard, but brand new wet erase markers that I think you guys will love. I absolutely love them, and I'm kind of hoping, fingers crossed, that they begin to come out in some different colors, because these are great. So let's take a look at the front page. There's nothing Nothing big that's changed here, with the exception of the theme. You can see in all of the planners each year, beginning of the planner release year, starting with the life planners, there's a new theme that's released. And this year, the theme is called Woven Wonder. And you can see it's different colors. It's really, really fresh, really pretty. The colors are, and I love how it looks on the page. So you'll see this repeated throughout the teacher planner this year. These are the first 2 pages, and I actually kept these 2 pages this year. Last year, I actually ripped this page out of the planner. I just didn't need it. I don't need to know much more about me, but I decided to keep it this year. And the reason why is I was looking back at some of my past planners, and I was missing some of the details and the things, the resources that we used for that particular year. I hadn't written it down anywhere. And so I decided to start keeping that information here. So I put a few resources down that I really enjoy using when I homeschool for the year. And I shared on Instagram. I've shared all these pages on Instagram, but this page I shared that I have 5 kids, and my oldest is married and has graduated several years ago. My second is about to graduate, and then I have these 3 other kids, 13, 10, and 5 at the time of this video. And you know, with my older kids, I really took a lot of time. We went to a lot of places, a lot of really neat field trips, and then life got busy, the kids got older, and I felt like that stopped. So this year I really wanted to make more of an effort to do a few more things, or really some adventures, some family adventures. So these are the adventures that I'm kind of planning and mapping out, and I'll use this space down here to note the days that we actually go places. You can see I'm kind of projecting here months that I might want to do things, but I'll use this for contact information when we plan our field trips. Let me point out before I turn the page, this tab. In my first video, I shared with you that I changed some of the tabs, and I even left a tutorial for how I did that in that first video post, and I'll link that below for you. This is a tab that I changed to reflect what's behind here. It didn't start life with this text, monthly meeting. So this is a communication log page, and I left that text alone because I liked it. It's a great page, and it's a great feature, 2-page spread here in the teacher planner. But I'm going to use this for monthly meetings. It's something I do with my homeschool kids, and I've always done that. I used to meet weekly, but I just didn't feel like that was necessary anymore. We kind of have a good rhythm going now. If we meet once a month, the kids sit down at my desk and we talk, and I ask them questions. I'm usually looking to get to the heart of things, what they love, what they don't, why they don't like something. If they're bored, why are they bored? Is it too difficult? Is it stretching them into the abstract before they're ready? Or is it way too easy and they just don't have enough that's challenging them? So this is a great place for me to keep up with some of those notes, the date, just very briefly the challenge that I think that child might be facing, and some possibilities and ideas that I can log here. You'd be surprised if you take notes on this over the years. You'd be surprised the kind of things you can learn about yourself and your kids as you look back. Because some challenges manifest one way, and then they tend to turn a corner, and it's nice to be able to see your notes, maybe even to see slower progress. So I love this page. This will be a really great 2-page spread. If we meet once a month, I don't anticipate that the kids will always have a challenge that I have to brainstorm, but there are always challenges. So it doesn't matter how beautiful your planner, how well laid out everything is. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, 17 years, 5 years, your first year, there are always challenges. So that's how I'll use that page, monthly meetings. And I think I said this, but if I didn't, I will put the link to the tutorial for fixing these little tabs, for changing these little tabs. It's very, very simple. I'll put that down below. The next set of pages is the 2018-2019 year pages. And this is just an overview of these 2 years, 2018 here, 2019 here. I use these pages to kind of give a big picture of our year. I've always planned that way. I always start with the really big picture and then work myself in towards more detail. And I love this 2-page spread for that. There's a product at Erin Condren that really helps me, and these are little colorful circle sticker sheets. It's not expensive at all, and the pack comes with, I don't know if you can see, there's like a blue-green sheet, and this is a metallic sheet. And these are like the pinks and purples that you see right here. And these are great just for showing kind of what's going on for your year, our start and end dates here. I map out our term break so I can see at a glance when we'll be taking time off, when our summer break starts. So just very helpful to have this big picture, because as I start building plans back here in the months, I'm always flipping back to this. The next 2 pages are a year plan. And again, I love these pages because it begins to bring more detail from here over to here. Originally, and I mentioned this in my last video too, originally they follow the calendar year. So January, February, March, April, and so on. And I should have mentioned this at the beginning. This teacher planner comes with 2 options. There are actually several options for the teacher planner, which I'll go over in just a minute. But there are 2 dated options for this teacher planner. One of them is to have an academic year that starts in, can you see this? Starts in July and goes through June. But some of our teachers that are maybe overseas, I know some in Europe, the school year runs from January to December in a calendar year. So that's an option for those people as well. So if you run a calendar year planner, then you'll probably love how these boxes are dated. But I use an academic year planner. We run academically, and so I wanted my boxes to reflect July, August, September, October, and so on. And this is just from a metallic sticker sheet, again, that was on Erin Condren's site that I just had in my stash already. So I popped them on there to change the month designation, and then I just use this for highlights. Not every single detail of the month is represented, just the highlights that I know are going to be priorities. For example, when the ACT tests are, when we want to plan to take a field trip, what term we're in, when we have a term break or a holiday break. Those are just really helpful to see at a glance as I start planning. Some of these stickers, these are really, really pretty. Let me just go ahead and show you the new sticker book. This is one of the accessories, and it's a sticker pad this year. And one of the things that's new about it this year are these really beautiful, they're transparent, clear. Let me grab one so you can see. They're clear stickers, and the colors just pop on them. They're so pretty, and they're a lot of fun. And so the sticker pad has lots of really great stickers for you to use. These all came out of the sticker pad. This is actually my second sticker pad. Believe it or not, I've already blown through one setting this planner up, so I love it. Clearly, I'm a fan. Really cute little motivational. I love this. I think I put this on at my my monthly meetings. Did I? Yeah, I did. Look, better an oops than a what if. That's a great idea, because people think when we meet a challenge or a mistake or we hit an obstacle, we've done something wrong, we need to buy something else to fix it. No, you don't. You just need to brainstorm it. So let's finish going that. Oh my goodness, I love these so much. They're so pretty. Aren't they pretty? These are more the clear, transparent. Really, really pretty stickers. These are so cute. The icons and the sticker pad are that clear, transparent, really beautiful, sort of rich jewel tone colors. And then there are 4 sheets of letters and numbers. So that is the sticker pad this year. It's really sweet. And if you enjoy adding just a touch of something pretty and decorative, I think you'll probably really enjoy this. So that is the year plan. Then the next set of pages are graph pages. And again, I changed a tab. So I'm hoping it'll come out if I tilt it towards the light. I changed another tab to reflect what I put back here. And these are our average days. This is a regular day, a day without interruption, without errands. This is how you hope, I'm gonna say 80% of your days roll. And I've always done this because I have a number of kids. I have 4 kids at home that I'm working with. This year I'll have a 12th grader, an 8th grader, a 5th grader, and a kindergartner, and there's just one me. And fortunately, we use an educational philosophy that it means I don't have to be the Pez dispenser of all knowledge, right? I just schedule really fantastic, worthy books for them. And then I'm available, I'm alongside, we discuss, they narrate, they tell me back. And We talk about things. It's a beautiful way, a beautiful education, a beautiful, liberal, wide, and generous education. And so this is my average day, and everyone's average day looks different. We start at 5:30, not because I like to start at 5:30, but because my kids are early risers. And so for me to get my morning time in, I have to rise earlier than them. So my day goes from 5:30 to 10, and I just mapped it out really simply, what we have going on most days: breakfast, the chores, our morning basket, and we get to the end of the day, dinner, our family rosary, the remains of the day, which I guard fiercely. I do not let my kids intrude on the little bit of time that I might have at the end of the day with my husband to talk and reconnect. But in this average day, you'll see two features, and I just call them blocks, block 1 and block 2. It's a block of 2 to 3 hours, and that's where the majority of their school reading and work gets done. So I take these two blocks and I break them down into more detail over here, with each of my kids across the top and the time within that block down the side, and I just map out who I need to be working with and who needs to be working independently. That's a goal of mine, and it has served me well over the years. By 4th grade, my goal is that my child is working independently of me, and I set them up for success so that they know what they have to do, what books they need to read, and how much they need to read, so that they can do this, IR, independent reading, so that they can work without me hovering. So that everywhere in green on this grid, that's me. That's something I need to be involved in. I need to read aloud. I need to do a lesson here, listen to narrations here, a language arts lesson here, a math lesson here, check math, and so on. So this just helps me see on paper what everyone should be doing and where I need to be giving my time. It helps me keep accountable, stay accountable to the day, because I have to work hard too. And it helps me to see where my kids should be. And I make a copy of this and I post it on the wall when we start a new term, just so that they can see. They know exactly where they should be, and they know when I'll be available to them, each of the kids. So there's a little key down here. I'll post, this page is posted on Instagram, so if you want like just a still shot so you can take a look at it, grab ideas, that's on Instagram. And I may actually even take a picture of it and post it on that blog post, which will be linked down below. So this is term 1. We divide our year into 3 chunks. It's just easier for me to plan in 3 12-week chunks, and I call them terms. And this is just term 1. When I get to term 2, which will start at week 13, I'll map that out here. Same for term 3. Every single year has those days. You know what I'm talking about. The ones you're looking for the big yellow school bus about 9 in the morning. Those days. Or maybe it's just a day that you're really, really busy and you're running errands and you can't get in an average day, but you still want a rich and lovely day. You want a day that's full of truth, goodness, and beauty. You want a day that counts as a legal homeschool day. Or maybe someone gets sick and everything falls apart and you just need to fall back to some basic things. And so I just mapped out what's always worked for us over the year for that simple day when we need to fall back to a simple day. And it always involves our morning basket work. I just ask the kids to do 1 hour of their reading, and just 1 hour, usually before lunch. Then I made a list of some of our favorite educational DVDs and Netflix. Homeschool moms don't have substitute teachers, they have educational DVDs. And I employ them judiciously when I need to. And then outdoor games and play. And this makes for a lovely day. It's a beautiful day. So maybe consider what a simple day might look like for you. Sometimes having something on paper helps us so that in the moment we don't sort of freeze and think, what do I do? I have to force us to have an average day, even though it's clear that none of us are capable of that right now. Okay, this is where the meat of the planner starts, and I'm going to go over this a little bit with you, but because I just felt like these were just extra note sheets, I just relabeled them. I don't really have a purpose for them yet, but I guarantee I will put lists on here, ideas, I'll map something out here. So let me explain to you how this planner works. The format repeats from month to month to month, and it's always the same. It always starts off with 2 blank lined sheets of paper. Or I apologize, this is the end of every month. It starts right here with the little month flags. colorful ribbon that's the same color as your monthly tab. You have a lined page, and then you have a really neat page over here. It's lined on one side, and then you've got a dates to remember section. I haven't finished labeling this. I should have done that before the video for you guys, but this is our liturgical year. We're Catholic and we follow the church's liturgical year because she sets a beautiful rhythm for fasting and feasting and celebrating with the saints. And so I list those right here. And these are just dates to remember, seasonal dates to remember, like Independence Day, Bastille Day, the first moon landing. And it helps me set themes for my kids, for the morning basket, and also for my little kids. So each month starts like this 2-page spread. It then goes to a full calendar spread. Lots of room to write and journal for the calendar year. And then, y'all, oh my stars, then it goes straight into lesson plan pages. Is that exciting or what? Last year, all the months were together. We went from July straight to August, straight to September, and then after that, towards the back of the book, we found our lesson plan pages. But this year, the lesson plan pages are dated already for us. You can jump right into this planner as soon as you get it. They're dated, and after each month, let me flip to a different, let me flip over here. So let's look at January here. So here's the month, and after each monthly spread, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 weekly pages. Then you have those blank pages at the end of your month. You can tell they're for January because look, they match the color of the tab. Can you see that? Sort of teal green to teal green. And then you go straight into your pre-planning pages for February, the next month, and it does not skip a beat, keeps following the dated format all the way through. I love this so much, and it makes such a tremendous difference when it comes to planning and living in your planner. Everything is interconnected, and I am so, so grateful to Erin Condren and her team. I know that they listened to teachers. I know they met with teachers, and they really responded in kind with this beautiful planner. So that is how it's formatted every single month. And here's another little bit of amazing news, really, because it just adds to the planner so much. There are 12 months in this planner. 12 months. I don't know if you can see that, but we go from July in this planner all the way to June. 12 full months. It does not matter when your school system starts. It does not matter if you're a homeschooler and you school year round. You have all 12 months in this planner. I just think that's extraordinary. And here's something else that is totally extraordinary about that. This planner cost exactly the same as this planner. The price did not increase. I think that is a reflection of Erin Condren's dedication to teachers and her respect for the teaching profession, trying to make an extraordinary, detailed, thoughtful planner completely accessible to as many as possible. Okay, so those are the pre-planning pages, and you can see July is a planning month for me, so I'm just listing ideas here that I have for each of my kids. I'm just a summer reading basket's very, very simple here. Here are dates to remember. Sorry about bumping the camera. And here is July for me. It's a planning month, so I am really just mapping out my pace for planning for 4 kids, 4 grades, 8th grader, a 5th grader, a kindergartner, and a 12th grader who will graduate at the end of the year. And so I am using these fantastic Stylized sticky notes, which is another new Erin Condren product. So let me show you that. It's over here on this page. And I stuck it in here because I wanted to show you how these clip in, the little coil clips clip into your planner so you can take it with you anywhere. They just snap right in place into the coil. Flip, oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. They snap in, and you can move it around in your planner, put it anywhere, keep it with your month, keep it at the front, keep it at the back, and then pop it out when you're ready to use it. So that's what I'm using over here, are these sticky notes. They are sticky and removable so that you can add them and take them out if you want to do some pre-planning, you're just not sure about something. So it's just a sticky adhesive on the back. If you want to make them a little more permanent, which I like to do a lot, and I do this a lot in my planners, I just use a little Tombow roll-on adhesive. You just roll this across the back of the sticky note and it adds a little adhesive and it will stay in place then for you. So those are the new Stylized sticky notes. Adorable colors, shapes. I love this grid. They're again, it's typical of Erin Condren. Something is very functional, but there's always this beautiful element. So this is how I have it set up. This year, the little future planning month returns at the bottom of the page of the planner, which is nice. I kind of like being able to set these in place down here to let me know what's coming up. And then this is the weekly lesson plan page, and this changed some too from last year. Let me make sure everything's in frame for you so you can see. I love this page. I love how it's set up, and I love some of the changes. One of the biggest changes this year is that these headers, formerly in other planners, they looked like this. They were gray and they said subject, period, and time. And so you just wrote across the top what you were using them for. But now they're just blank. They look like, let me show you a page that I have not written on. They look like this. This is a blank weekly lesson plan page. The same beautiful, really light, but I appreciate it so much. The really light gray lines for writing and keeping your work neat. You have the days listed down the left column here, so the work for the week would go across this way, and then across the top you can put so many different things here, y'all. You could definitely write math, science, language arts here, which is exactly what I did last year, but this year I'm doing something a little different. My year is different, it works differently, I need to work differently, and so this year I'm designating my columns by individual. So I have Lauren, my kindergartner, in this column, so I can look down and see very easily what Lauren needs to be doing on Monday. Katie is here, John Paul is here, my 8th grader. My 12th grader will be doing he'll be taking classes at the local college. He's dual enrolled, and so anywhere you see this highlighted, he's not here with us. He's at the university. So he does a little bit for me at home, but most of his work will be out and about. So I'm just keeping up with it here. Morning basket work, and then I love that I actually had extra room for my work and what I need to do. So for me, these are just really great accountability stops for me to look at and see, did I do Katie's understanding language well? Did I listen to narrations? Did I check in with Mark after his classes? And then this column here, let's just take a peek at it over here. You can see it's just a blank column. It's meant to be, I'm not sure what the official name of it is. I have been calling it a support column because I see it as a way of supporting the week, and I just left notes for myself here. A word about this layout. I actually grabbed my lesson plans and I actually built, this is actually a week that could exist for us. So I didn't just throw in random things here. It's not fake, it's real. These are real lesson plans. But I wanted to see if it would fit, and it does. I wanted to see if I could fit a day in each of these little cubes, and I can. And so I just added some support notes that I could see myself using and being useful to me during the week. But I love that. Don't y'all love how that looks and how much room we have and the flexibility that we now have in building lesson plans? This planner is so flexible. If you look at this blank page, do you see anything on it that screams, I'm a teacher lesson planner? Nope. That's one of the things that makes this planner so versatile. Again, there are several people that I've talked to since I wrote my blog post that are support personnel within the school system. They don't teach, but they work in a support capacity. Maybe they're a counselor. Or they are using this planner with their kids at home at night. Their kids are in the school during the day, but they're using this planner to map out after school activities and homework, just because there are so many things to keep up with. It's a great way to keep it all written down here and be able to flip to certain months that you can leave yourself reminders. College students are using this as an academic planner because it leaves you so much room to drop information as pegs. And just work planners is such a functional and versatile planner, and I love it for that. So that is my sample week that I really wanted to show you there. How do I plan this week? Well, let me just quickly walk you through that. In the back of each planner, and we'll go over this as we walk to the back, there's a pocket. And in that pocket, I always keep 1, 2, 3. These are from last year, so these are my kids from last year, but I tucked them in there just so I could show you. I keep my term plans back there, and I can just grab them, and I can see very quickly that for week 26, this is what I want to plan out for this week. And I just spread it out. It's a feast of books and ideas and things and activities. It's a feast, and I just spread the feast out for that child for the week. And I do that for each of the kids. And I also keep any test material, testing dates on there, any syllabus that I may have written. This is my son's physics syllabus that I wrote, that maybe anything that would help me with scheduling. I just kind of keep stapled together for the term. I like to work in grids because they're really straightforward and easy for me to see at a glance. This is what I keep as a record on file. This is what I use to drive the day. So when I plan a week, I pull these out of the back of my lesson planner, and I just spread things out. And as I'm spreading things out, as I'm looking at the dates, as I'm flipping back and looking at our month, the liturgical year, seasonal dates to remember, I'm recalling some of the themes that I may have written down, some of the challenges and goals that I wanted to meet, and I'm building them in over here in the support column. Maybe I'm making a note in my accountability column, but I'm building it all in so that it all begins to work together. That's one of the things, that's one of the ways that this planner sings. It's a way for you to begin to start to connect all of these ideas and plans and pull it into one page. Remember I said we worked from the big picture in. This is the detail. Here we are on a week, and we can get right down to a day for a particular child here. So that's how that works, and that's how I plan. This is me playing around again because we're not doing lessons in July. I'm just kind of building sample weeks so I can see how things will look. And I thought, well, I'll just build a week like I did last year to see how it would look by designating the columns with the subjects. But I didn't go any further because after I did this, I just thought, perfect. So perfect, I'm not changing. This is what I want to do next year. So I popped this in. This is a new accessory. Again, it pops right into your coils. This is a laminated dashboard, and I used the same wet erase pens here. And again, you can see there is absolutely no smudging at all. This does not come off. This dashboard has a place for copies. Let me lay it down so I don't move it around so much. There's a place for copies, things that you need to grade, maybe contact reminders. And then on the back side, there are things to buy. I love this because I tend to buy maybe a term at a time or once every 6 weeks, but I may come across something that I want to remember, so I like having a place to write it down. And then looking ahead, also a great idea to have a landing space for that, because all of us get into a week and we realize, wow, that reading material is way too much for my 4th grader, and I need to dial it back. I'm going to make a note for myself right here to maybe reconsider the literature that I've chosen for my 4th grader. So I like having a place to be able to leave notes, and this actually also works as a bookmark. Let me show you. Pop it in, and then you close your planner. You can still see it up here. I'm pulling this down just so you can see it, but you could easily reach up and find the top of it and flip open to your page. So you can use that as a bookmark. Although this does come with, and I put mine somewhere and I can't find it now naturally, but it does come with the little snap-in transparent ruler that we're all familiar with from Erin Condren. It's just a transparent ruler that snaps in the same way this does. It's just not a dashboard. Okay, so, wow, dated weekly pages, the end of the month, and we get two line sheets of paper. This is the same Mohawk paper that Erin Condren transitioned to last year in all of her planners. So it's a really thick, heavyweight, it's a little bit toothy of a paper. You can see, let me show you an example. you see my lesson plans here? I'm playing with different pens, different pen colors. That does not bleed through to the next page. So important in a teacher planner. You do not want to have bleed through on the page behind your plans, because when you get to this week, you want a clean slate. I used for this page mostly some of my favorite pens. They're all Erin Condren pens. These are the dual tip markers. I love these pens because there is a really fine tip and then there's a medium point. And beautiful, vibrant colors. So I like to work in maybe the blues and greens. There's all kinds of different things. But I love the dual tip markers. I love these for color coding because I'm so visual, clearly. And it's a great way to add visual notice to a page. And this whole page is all done with the dual tip marker and the fine point. If you were wondering what I used, it's a fine point. Another favorite pen, and this is a brand new pen. Let's flip to a clean page so you can see. It's a brand new pen. This is the Erin Condren Gel Pen. And right now, y'all, these are only available as a free gift if you buy this planner. So if you buy a teacher planner right now, I don't know how long this promotion will last, and it's possible at some time, maybe, please, Erin Condren, maybe these will be available for sale on the website because I love the way they write. But right now, they are only available if you buy a teacher planner. So I did this so you can see. These are the dual tips. You can kind of see the difference in the weight of the pen. But look up here for the gel pens. These are, I think these are 0.7s. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a 0.7. These are 0.7 gel pens. They write so smoothly. They are beautiful, and they come in fantastic primary colors. So we have black, blue, red, and green. This looks a little teal, but it writes just a beautiful emerald green. These are so great. I mean, if any teacher, we all love black or blue, red for grading, and I love to use green for editing papers or making notes. So if I'm grabbing one set of pens to go somewhere and plan with, it's probably going to be this one. They come in their own little case. How great is that? Gel pens. Another new product, and this one is available on the website, are these same colorful dual tip markers that I just showed you, only in a set of 3 that are 3 primary colors. And again, I really appreciate this for my teacher planning because sometimes I'm just looking for basic stuff. I'm on the go and I just need something really basic. And I like these a lot. It just comes in a blue and a black and a red in the same dual tip. Really, really beautiful color. No skipping, really smooth. So, and then there are 2 sets. I have one here. I don't have the case for the other, but clearly I have plenty of them. There are 2 sets of these colorful dual tip markers. They're available on the website, so you can get the different colors, and they write beautifully as well. Okay, let's get back to our planner. Here we are in August, and you can see I actually labeled in August the liturgical year, and I wrote down our dates, the dates to remember. That's so exciting. I mean, here's Art Appreciation Day, Book Lovers Day, hello, that's so perfect for homeschoolers, a partial solar eclipse. Davy Crockett is born on August 17th. So there's so many possibilities for us to do, and it's nice just to have the date noted here because I can look at the date and I can grab a picture book or grab a resource online to help us live that day and really underscore the important or the noteworthy event on that day. Here we are, we're starting school. Here's our first day of school, and I'm mapping out my son's classes, which I'm going to cover up for the moment. And then flip over, let's see here, let's get to September. You can just see it repeats. Let me explain these though, because I have these on several months. These little meeting stickers. Meeting. These are in the sticker pad, and here they are. It's a whole page of these little meeting stickers. And I know these are intended for teachers and maybe a PTA meeting or a meeting with a parent or something like that. But there is no reason, home educators, there is no reason that we cannot also meet. In fact, I would go so far as to say that sometimes we are so close to a particular day or challenge or trial or whatever that we actually need this meeting time to regain a little perspective, to sort of widen the angle of our view and regain some perspective. So these coordinate with, if I go back to my monthly meetings page, this is when I'm going to have a monthly meeting with my kids. And that looks very simple. It's just the child. I'll call the children to me one at a time individually and chat with them, asking them again about favorites, favorite books, favorite assignments. What assignments are you not getting done on a consistent basis? I can make that observation. They usually can too. Why? What's so challenging that you're having a hard time picking it up and doing it? Why do you feel challenged? Is something too hard to read? Do we need to work on the reading material? Is the math too difficult? What are our math grades looking like? They're very, very basic questions, and I'm not looking for them to explain something to me, to validate, rationalize. I'm just looking for them to try to dig into why. Why is our day, why are our weeks going the way that they are? What are you loving? What are you not enjoying? What has to be done because it's a discipline? And what can I change maybe or adjust to set you up for success? So that's the whole purpose of these monthly meetings. And I pop them here in my monthly calendar. Here's something else. I always remember, if we go back to that whole idea of our big picture plan over here, and I've already mapped out our weeks off, our whole year. I have our weeks off mapped. I've journaled a little bit about it over here so I can see very easily the breaks that we have. I need those breaks, and my kids do too. I've been home educating for 17 years, and if there's one thing I've learned, is that everyone needs rest. Everyone needs to relax a little, especially mom. So I have these breaks, and I have several of them built in here. And so once I've got them built over here, I've considered the whole year at a glance. Now, as I build my months, I can refer back to this and say, okay, I see that we are going to take a term break right here. We're at the end of a term, and here's our break. And so everywhere I use this washi tape, which I love so much. This is that beautiful Woven Wonder theme on the washi tape, on the paper tape from Erin Condren. I love using this tape because it is so smooth. If you're a tactile person, that's probably geeky. That's geeky about me, but oh well. If you're tactile, you will love how this feels. It is so smooth. And it's so pretty. So I just use this washi tape and stretch it across the days that we're maybe taking off. And this is a tip I learned a long time ago from Jen Dufour at Jen Plans, and she just uses an old gift card or anything plastic. You can use a ruler, and you line it up and pop it, and that way you get a really clean cut. And this washi tape is very forgiving. If you make a mistake, you just peel it off. So everywhere you see this washi tape, I can see very easily, this is what my month looks like. Here's our Thanksgiving break. We have a nice long break here. These are, I plan 4-day weeks every other week. That's another trick for me in just getting through the weeks. 5-day weeks can be long, but 4-day weeks are nice. They're really enjoyable. So all through the year, you will see these every other week. No school. Cute little stickers come from Erin Condren again. And right after that view, we go to the weekly. And again, just like in the life planner, where you have this grading of color from each month has its color. So you can see October here, the orange reflects the orange of the tab. November is teal, and so you get the teal. And so you can visually see very, very easily where you're leaving October and going into November. So we get all of November. And again, at the end of every month, we have those lined pages. And I added my meeting notes here, so if I need to make longer detailed notes, I'm probably going to use these pages for that, for our monthly meetings, and then right back into the month. So there we go, all the way through June, and we get to the last week of our calendar year. We have those last 2 pages right here. We have the beginning of July. Maybe you have some future things that you have to schedule, some teacher in service, or maybe there's a homeschool conference or something going on you want to put right here. So you can list that right here. And then we start checklist pages. Okay, before we look at those, the ones that I have changed, let me show you what a checklist page looks like, just sort of with your planner fresh out of the box. You do get a requisite number of checklist pages with every single teacher planner. I believe it comes with 7 pages, and then you can add more. There's a small fee, but you can add more of these checklist pages if you like. In the past, I have never made good use of these pages. I've always felt they had potential. I just could not see it. I could not figure out what to do with them. And I just have never really made good use of them. And then this year when I set up, I really kind of landed on something and I was kind of happy. So I'm eager to share it with you. Let me show you one quick change in this year's planner that's different than last year's planner. Let me grab my planner again from last year. And let me see. See, here's a page. Have I used it at all? No. I'm terrible. Okay, I covered it with this sticker and I don't know if I can pull it off, but on this little square right here, see this column goes up and it should follow up, and there should be like a label header right here. And it says, it has text printed on it, emergency kit. And we were always kind of not sure what that's supposed to mean, but that text is gone so that now all of these headers are clear. So you can label them. Nothing is pre-printed for you. Again, it just goes to the flexibility of this page. If you just cover this, I mean, y'all, look, that's just it's a beautiful grid page. Use it however you want, budget, whatever, however you want to use it. For a teacher, it's fantastic to list the students down the side and maybe dates or test parameters up here, and then list the student's grade or performance, pass, fail, whatever, across the page. I have some things that I grade that way, math in particular, but not a lot of things. So the first thing I did was I put our attendance back here. And usually I keep up with all my kids' attendance on one attendance sheet. This is where I keep up with it, but I am required by my state to submit it online in a certain way, so I'm just keeping up with it here. If you're interested in this, this is just a sticker. This is just a PDF that I made for myself to use, and I printed it on a sticker paper. I actually used silhouette paper that you can grab from Amazon. It's not very expensive at all, and you can see this is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I literally just ran it through my printer. I trimmed it to fit, and I stuck it right onto this checklist page. This year, because I have a student who's going to have a different schedule than the rest of us, I have 2 attendance pages so that I can keep up and submit attendance for both of them. So those will be attendance pages. And then I designated a 2-page spread for each of my students. I'll keep up with some trig scores for my 12th grader here. I'll also keep up with his college classes here. This only reflects his first semester classes. I don't know his second semester classes yet. I'll keep up with it because in the state of Alabama we can dual enroll, which means that these classes will count towards his high school GPA. They will also count for credit for college for him. So I'm going to keep up with those things here. And volunteer hours, I thought that was really kind of a handy way to keep up with this. I listed our term numbers, so terms across the top, term 1, term 2, and term 3. And then, I don't know if you can see that. Is it coming out? I can't tell on my phone, but you can see the week numbers that I wrote in there. So weeks 1 all the way through week 36 down here. And I did that so that I could just go across the page and designate either grades or complete. So that's Mark, my 12th grader. Here's John Paul, my year 8 student. And I'll be keeping up with his algebra, his Latin, his grammar, written narrations that he submits to me, his dictation lessons, and reading and narration. Some of these things may not have a grade, like he may not get an 88% one week and a 94% one week. This may just be a complete or an incomplete, which I'll designate across here. But it gives me a great perspective of his year and the things he's accomplished, and maybe holes or areas that we're not being consistent with. This is just me playing with washi tape. It means nothing except that I love the way the washi tape looks. I'm being silly and I'm excited. I'm doing that because look, it can be so forgiving. See how this just comes right up if you want it to. But this is just the navy version of the Woven Wonder. So it's just really, really, really pretty. Here's the navy of Woven Wonder. Aren't they pretty? But you can use washi in so many ways. Divide this up, divide this table up so that it suits you or your needs. This is Katie, my 5th grader, and some of the things that I'll keep up with her, And then here is what I love. I love this so much. This is my kindergartner, and we use a Charlotte Mason. We're Charlotte Mason educators. Very classical, very beautiful, very literary based. And Charlotte Mason was a 19th century educator. And an 18th century educator from England, Ambleside, England, and she came up with this beautiful educational philosophy that pulled from the past and made use of some very beautiful, practical, deliberate methods to convey an education that was rich and worthy and allowed a child to speak across a variety of topics with ease. And having graduated one student and about to graduate another, I can say that it is in fact a very beautiful education, both for the student and for me, the teacher. I get to be alongside. Part of that education is not moving so hastily through certain skills, like for example, reading and writing and mathematics. So for my kindergartner, I'm not so concerned that 18 workbook pages are completed in the first week. I have certain attainments that I want her to reach that really build and nurture her imagination. And so I listed these out, and these are not mine. These are nothing original, but they are very common sense. So there's nothing very novel about them either. These are the list of attainments for a child under the age of 6 as given by Charlotte Mason. They are printed in each of her books. If you are curious about them, you can find those online for free if you want to read them. They're at Ambleside online for free, or you can purchase them. Simply Charlotte Mason has a lovely set. Anyway, these are the list of attainments, and they include things like reading lessons, copywork, so learning her penmanship, Bible history stories. Mathematics is just learning to add and subtract. It's about moving from concrete to abstract ideas in beautiful ways so that they can see and visualize before we ask them to start taking things into a more abstract level. Poems and poetry, lots of nature study, and this is not a bunch of fluff. It's really about fostering, nurturing observation, which is the foundation for all of the sciences. People think that this is really just fluffy and that Charlotte Mason children are just tiptoeing through daisies and but really this nature study is very, very purposeful in that it fosters that love of the outdoors, of God's creation, but also a really keen sense of observation. And children they're so amazing. They have an inherent sense of wonder. Aristotle says wisdom begins in wonder. That's not my quote, that's Aristotle's. And he is correct. All wisdom and understanding and knowing begins with wondering about something. And I don't want to kill that in my kindergartner by thrusting a bunch of cardboard work at her way with a bunch of busy work. I want her to grow to love, to observe nature, poetry, to read and write, to add and subtract because she sees it, because she can touch it. So anyway, these are the little list of attainments that I have, and I love how this works out across these pages so that I can just note here if we completed our reading lessons for the week, a simple check mark. I'm not recording numerical grades here. I'm simply noting that we've completed or worked on something, because some of these things, we're not going to do every single one of these things 5 times a week. Some of these things we may only do twice in a term, and that's totally fine. And I have kind of a little map that gets a little bit more detailed for it, but this will just provide me at the end of the year a beautiful visual of the entire year of all the things that she's done and learned, and I love that I'll have that to remember. The rest of these I haven't given a purpose to yet. I have several more checklist sheets in here, but they're all in the back, and I have the maximum number of checklists that you could have in a book, so you can see that's a That's a number. That's quite a number of checklist sheets. Let me look at my notes really quickly and tell you how many that is. You could get, I can't remember. I think it might be 21 checklist pages, and adding, it comes with 7 maybe. I think that's it. It's 7, and then you can bump to 14, and then you can bump to 21, and each of that, there's like a small addition in price to get there. So we're getting close to the end, but every single Erin Condren planner comes with its own beautiful coiled in stickers. These are foil. If you're familiar with last year's planner, these are just like the stickers from last year's planner. Same here. I love these little note stickers you can pop off and use. This is new. This whole sheet is designed to be new. I love these. Y'all, look at these. These are little header stickers. Hold on, let me flip over because I was giddy. I was a little bit too excited when I saw these. Let me find a page to show you. These fit right here. See? Can you see that? So you can really, if you wanted to set off one of your columns or maybe your support column, you could use these stickers. Aren't they pretty? And they're each metallic. So there's different designs. And they're all back here in the back of your teacher planner. So if you're just not sure about the whole sticker thing, maybe you want to try with a little bit of a light version, then just work with the stickers you have right here. Some really cute little stickers. Here's some of the little meeting stickers. These, I love these. This is new this year, and I am such a geek that I went through and I matched these to the tabs to find out which of these went with which of the months. And they all go, except November and January, both fall in this teal range. But these are great for appointments, maybe errands, maybe a field trip note, something that you just want to stand out on your, maybe on your monthly layout over here. You might just want to grab one of these to use. And obviously, you do not have to use what matches the month. That's just Jen being a little bit goofy, whatever. Here is the Folio pocket on the back. It's a really heavy cardstock. This year's has this beautiful, it's got the Woven Wonder theme, and it's got this beautiful gold metallic on the page. And you can fit the 8.5 by 11 sheet in there very easily, so it just stays back there. Some years I snip this out, like I literally cut right along the coil so that I can move this folio around, this pocket around wherever I want it in my planner. And when I do that, hold on, y'all, let me find these. When I do that, I just add one of these coil clips to the folio pocket. Just add it to the edge. It looks like this. So here's a coil clip, okay? It's just a piece of plastic, but it's been punched to match the coil pitch of an Erin Condren planner. So you would remove this part, if I can. You remove this. You attach it by taking this little 3M sheet off to reveal the adhesive on the back that's sticky right there. And then you can just attach it to your folder or whatever. And then it works like everything else that clips into the planner. You clip it in, clip your folder in, use it, move it around, and then when you want to move it and take it out, you just peel it right off. So these are the coil clips. They come in different sizes. I like these big ones because I think they support things like the folder and the sheet protectors that I'm about to show you much better. So I wanted to mention this is one of my favorite accessories. Again, it adds to the flexibility of this planner. You may like this folder in the back of your planner, or you may prefer to have it somewhere else. Keep it with your month, keep it up front, and if you do, you just snip it out and add a coil clip, and now it moves. So on the back side of the folio is this scalloped pocket, and I just want to mention that this scalloped pocket it goes all the way to the bottom, but it is not 8.5 by 11 size, so it cannot hold an 8.5 by 11 sheet back here. You have to tuck something smaller in right here. And each of the planners comes with sheet protectors. You can add up to 3. Mine has 3, but I have actually, do I have somehow? I have 4. I have 4. Did I add one? I can't remember because I have had so many planners that I cut out my sheet protectors from every single planner, and see, I have added a coil clip And I usually do this at the very beginning, and I pop my sheet protectors in and out wherever I want them. I usually move them around to the end of the term and keep all my sheet protectors together. This is just how my planner came, with the sheet protectors coiled in. They come coiled into the planner. So if you're happy with them in the back, then that's great. You can leave them right in the back. And it's just it's actually a kind of a heavier mill plastic than a standard sheet protector. It can hold more than one piece of paper. So these are I've got some of my son's transcript, his college week, and then we get to the last page, the cover, which you again can write on, your dry erase. That's it. Oh my stars, y'all, I'm looking at it's like an hour. If you sat with me for an hour, I wish that I could just hand you a little prize, because I'm impressed. I can believe that I can talk for an hour and I could still go on. I'm so crazy, y'all. Feel free to click away if you need to. If, however, you would like to see some of the accessories, hang on and I'll go through those quickly. I mentioned to you that the planner is bulkier this year. It's larger. And of course, this represents so much of our hard work and our plans. I don't want to travel with this. Just throw this in my tote bag. It's really big and it's kind of bulky. But Erin Condren has this product for us that kind of answers that need. It is a folio. So let me show you first of all just the folio in frame. This is the folio. This is the large folio. It fits that teacher planner. Hold on and I will show you. This is how it compares to a medium folio. So this is a medium and it fits the Life Planner. So Life Planner fits perfectly in the medium. If you have the larger teacher planner, you need to get the larger folio. Fits right here. You can fit a 13-inch MacBook in this folio, but you cannot slide it all the way in. I'll show you when I open this up. You have to just set it in if you have a cover on it. If there's no cover on your laptop, you're fine using this. But if you have a cover, let me show you how this works. So the new folio, this is different than last year's. It actually zips all the way around. Last year, the zippers kind of stopped right here and you just slide in from the top. But this year, for the folio, we zip all the way around, opens up, and you have the same really stretchy neoprene fabric here. You have this organizing, I don't know what you call this. It's like I don't know what we call this. But you can organize in it, okay? We'll just say that. It has some pockets in here so that you can put notebooks, pens, some of your accessories, and then it attaches to the folio with these elastic bands. And so it actually, can you see that I'm lifting it up and down? It actually moves within, it moves up and down. And that is so that when you slide your, oops, I have too many things going on. When you slide your teacher planner into your folio, it fits just like that. So your teacher planner fits in here. And if I'm going somewhere for the day, then I'm probably going to tuck in my sticker pad, and I am definitely not leaving the house without washi. And I want, let me slide this over, I'm going to put my pens in here. And maybe I want this gel pen with me. So I'm going to pop it in here. And then the whole thing, you see how it stretches? You just zip the whole thing up. Oop. I'm so sorry if it's out of frame because it's so crazy. Oh no, but that's it. You zip it up and now, look, everything is totally protected for you to throw it in your tote bag. You don't have to worry about pages getting bent or losing any of your hard work on your teacher planner. It's all protected in this folio. I love this folio. You can get them in so many different designs and colors. Do remember that this is printed on top of black neoprene. So do not expect the same vibrant colors to translate onto sorry about bumping the camera again. Don't expect the same color to translate onto this black neoprene as you would see on your cover. Do you see how bright that is? That's because it's printed on beautiful quality cardstock. So I just want to mention that so that you know to expect that. Nevertheless, the screen prints still, mine is just beautiful. I think it comes out beautiful. Really stretchy. That's a great way to travel with your planner. I'm looking around to see if there are any other accessories that I did not mention. I did mention that right now, if you buy a teacher planner, you get this set of gel pens, and you also get these stickers. I'm not sure what we're calling them, teacher stickers, but let me show you how big they are. This is a nice size. I saw someone mention that these are exactly the size of these boxes. So if you want to pop them in here, in this box to use, or maybe use them in your classroom, maybe you have some media, you know, magazine files, something that you want to label. But these are not for sale on the website. You can only get these by purchasing this teacher planner. So that's the kind of a neat promotional. There are several little bundles and packages that you can get with pens and stickers and various things. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope it showed you how I use this planner for home education, how I customize it, what I do to plan. But I also hope that it showed you the enormous potential in this planner. It is built so beautifully, it's so functionally, but it is so flexible. It can meet so many of our very different needs with just a little tweaking. I don't think I mentioned this, that I print these. I know I mentioned it in a couple of other stuff, but I did. Sorry about that. I print these on silhouette paper. I don't print my own stickers. You probably could find a sticker shop to make something like this for you, but I just print with my home printer and cut them out. This is Buttercup font, I believe, but I'll link it below. It's a free font on Google Fonts, so I didn't pay anything for this, but it closely matches the font that Erin Condren uses in her planners, and so that's why I grabbed it. It's just a close match. It's such a flexible, high quality planner. Everything is in here, and I think that adding to the flexibility this year really made this planner work for so many educators, whether you are support personnel, a home educator, teaching within the school system, a private school, a high school chemistry teacher, a kindergarten teacher. This planner is so flexible, it will meet you right where you are and help leverage your day from there. So that's it, guys. I'm so glad you were here. I'm so glad you hung with me throughout this video. Let me know if you have any questions below in the comment box, and I'll do my best to answer them. I am on Instagram and my blog, also on Facebook. They're all linked on my blog if you want to find me. And I visit a lot through the comment box in all of those places, my different social channels. There's a coupon for you if you click to the blog post, which is down below. All these resources I'll have for you down below. There's a coupon code for you. If this is your very first Erin Condren purchase, you've never set up an account before. If you set up an account with the code that I provide, they will email you a $10 off coupon, which does help in purchasing the planner. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, questions, let me know, and maybe I'll see you back here soon with another video. We'll see what life is like and if I can grab another hour and 10 minutes of quiet, uninterrupted time. Bye-bye, you guys. Take care.